Hey guys, welcome back to the program. Coming to you from Monterey, California. Beautiful day today. I was driving around with the top down, cruising along the ocean. And what a day for a Midwesterner. Today we got Mr. Rick. What's your last name, Rick?
Jimenez.
Jimenez.
Yep.
Right on. Did you grow up here, man?
Not around here, Monterey, but I grew up in Greenfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came in, God, I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, it's been.
I barely know what to talk to you about. Holy cow, man. It's been since the pandemic. And you came in for a shoulder one time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Man, you and I had a long conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, man, I got to get you on the podcast. You're an interesting cat. Well, on face value, we probably don't have a whole lot in common, man. We sat down and started shooting the shit. It was just like, man, we were talking for an hour. It's killer, man.
Yeah.
Start talking about getting in trouble as kids and shit. And
sometimes we get into trouble, like to hang around with the wrong crew. And, you just, damn.
Yeah. What you do? Where were you born? In California?
I was here born in California, in King City. And
King City.
Grew up in Greenfield. And after I was 13, we moved down to the desert. And it was out there till I graduated from high school.
Out in the desert?
Over there in Arizona, Phoenix.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and then grew up over there, lived over there, got out of high school, and
How far did you get through high school?
Just graduated and then just started
Did
working.
You graduate?
Yeah,
right
graduated and started working because my mom was having trouble paying bills, so
Right.
I didn't have the opportunity to keep studying,
Right.
So I just started working to help out my mom pay her bills because she was struggling. And
what were you doing for work?
well, I was going to high school and I was working at the same time. In the weekends, I was working at a car wash.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was pretty tough, man. The heat.
Hell yeah, man.
Had to work on the weekends, and then when I had vacations, I would work full time for them.
Nice.
And then did that, and wanted to go to school for mechanic.
All right.
But it was pretty expensive, so I just went on the route of working so I can make sure I didn't pay them bills, pay the rent and groceries. So once I graduated, I started working for Amazon. I got hired for Amazon and did that. And
so you wanted to go be a mechanic.
Yeah.
So the schooling was a little too much. So you thought you'd start at the bottom up. You'd work in that way. And then how'd you get to Amazon? How'd that jump in?
Well, I was looking for a job at the car wash. It was too crazy because it was too hot in the desert.
Right. Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I was like, this is not a job for me.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna try to retire. So I got something that I found an opportunity to work for a staffing company, and they hired me.
Oh, how cool!
To work for Amazon, and they were paying me a little bit more. It was a warehouse, AC.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So I definitely saw that as my best route. So just started working at Amazon. Worked there for about probably a year plus, and still was struggling, and decided to do my side thing as I was working, try to hustle a little bit and making money, but it just, as you make it, that's how it goes.
Right.
You don't save up, just, I was young too, so we'd party every weekend, even during the week. So after that, I decided to do bigger things, and was doing illegal things still, and so I got caught up. I went to prison.
Got caught up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I thought for me, I thought it was
that was a bad decision. Whoops.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be I just thought I wasn't gonna get caught up, but they got me. And
how old were you at that time?
I was already 20.
You're just 20.
Yeah, I was 20. So.
And you had the ball rolling, man.
Yeah.
It was rocking and rolling. You just dropped the ball.
Yeah, and just just partying and doing stupid things, and I thought it was a dream, when I got caught up. I was just gonna be a slap in the hand, but
how all this time did you end up doing?
I did 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 years, and
what was that all about? Holy cow, man. I mean, I've been in it for a few weekends for drunk driving and shit, and you just feel like a piece of crap. But boy, when they send you down the river, must be 20 years old. Wait a minute.
Yeah. No, when I got there, when I got to what is it called? They process you,
Sure.
Got there. There was some other cat there with me, and he's like, you know what? The jail's full. They're gonna let us go. And I was like, oh yeah, I hope they do. You
I
know,
hope so, right?
I'd probably let us go, but obviously not.
Yeah.
The guy did
Wishful
leave.
thinking.
The guy did leave. He didn't have a chance to stay there because it was full. But for me, they left me there in the holding cell, and well, it was a weekend too as well. So till Monday, I was able to see the judge and stuff, and
Right.
I wasn't able to catch bail, and
Yeah.
and then it just went from there. You know,
Down you
just
went.
yeah,
Right.
just got a year later, I got sentenced and
Yeah.
got sent down to Texas, and that's where I did my time.
You got from California.
No, I got
Texas, or?
I got caught up in Utah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where they got me in Utah, and I did like a little bit less than a year there. I did a county, and then I got sentenced, and they sent me out to. I was down in Texas, down there in the borderline of El Paso.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, that was hot.
Oh man.
No AC.
Right.
It was crazy.
Back in Arizona again. What the hell?
Yeah,
Back in this heat. Keep trying to get away from it.
yeah, trying to get away from it, and from there, well, it's up to us, you know. If you want to keep doing the same thing, you know, and the same thing of doing bad things and trying to catch another case or become yourself a better person or better yourself in life and get out and really rehabilitate yourself in society.
Right.
So I decided to go into that route, you know, because I was like, I'm young, I'm not. This is not for me, you know.
Yeah.
I talked to so many people there, and you know, hey, what benefit did you get? You know, were you able to accomplish something with you doing illegal stuff? And mostly, I can bet you 75% of the persons that were there, they're like, you know what? As I was getting stacks and stacks of money, I would just see them fly by. You know, I don't have nothing now. You know, I don't even have money in my books.
Right.
I just we wasted in stuff that I don't even know. It's like
Right.
partying, cars, luxury things, and it's just like
Right.
we don't have anything, you know. So I was like, you know what, this is not for me. So I started hanging around with people in there that, you know, people that were trying to get out, have businesses, and how were they able to accomplish to have a business, successful business. And we would talk. I would read too as well, and just move forward from there to get out and become a better person and be grateful for the persons and friends that were there for me at the moment, you know, because as soon as you get locked up, all the friends leave, you know. That's when you know who the true people that are close to you are going to be there.
Family.
Yeah. So that's what happened, man. I just got out and started.
What would you say the percentage of people that go into prison like that and decide, you know what, I'm going to get out and do good? You know, you always hear, you know, it's like a university for criminals. They're going to come out and they're going to be worse than they were because they know more and they've been hanging around with these professional criminals for 5 years. So what do you attribute your mind deciding, you know what, I'm not down with what I did. I want to better myself. I mean, is there a lot of people in there, or did you really have to search out some people that really, like you said, some of them probably had businesses, you know?
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of people there, but mostly all the people that are there, they spend their time there just they're burning time. They're not bettering themselves, preparing themselves to get out. You know, there's people there that are just talking trying to make more connections to when they get out, do the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because where you're at, you meet a lot of people from all over the U.S., you know, Mexico, and other places, other countries, and we're just all criminals there. You know,
you could be set up by the time you got out.
Yeah, so you probably just know these people for a couple months, or a year or two, but do you really know who they are, you know?
Yeah.
When they're out there, you know, if it's true what they're saying, you know, maybe they're lying.
Right.
So for me, it was just like, I was like, man, this is not for me, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in here again, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather be winning minimum wage and be out there with my family, eating good food and make memories with the family, you know?
Right.
And create a family. Cause I wasn't married or anything. I had no kids.
Sure.
So.
Your folks still around?
Yeah, my folks are still around. Yeah.
So that must have been like, oh man, mom's out there just, you know, disappointed. And
yeah, she was really disappointed, but she's a positive person, and you know, tell me, you know what, we're here for you. Just try to better yourself and become a better person. You know. So I when I was in there, I was like, I had to give her back, you know, what she gave me, and I had to prove her that I'm a good person.
Right. She wasn't attacking you or anything. You idiot! What'd you do? You know, she was like all behind you. Like, you dropped the ball. Now it's time to
get up and
move forward.
Yeah, that was a good thing that had a good support and from my family. You know,
right? So cool.
Yeah. So when I was in there, I just I went to school as well. I was able to go to college in there.
Really?
Real. It was a college. They had classes from college there. Like the one I went to was El Paso Community College.
Okay.
So I got certified in HVAC when I was in there. I did a course for a year, and then I had the opportunity to gain another certificate and gain more school in a welding as well. It was from the same school, and I got certified as well from there, and just kept on doing positive things.
Right.
Yeah, bettering myself and reading. Reading helped me a lot too as well.
Welding's a skill, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
People always, welder, blue collar, but I'm telling you what, you can see a good weld job. It stands out, man.
Yeah, and that was me right there, and got back. Had to come back to a close family member, so I decided to come back to my mom.
Yeah.
She was living here in California, so got here to Salinas, and I did a halfway house there as well, a couple months, and I did go apply for a welding job, which I had gotten certified for. So I was like, I'm gonna win big bucks,
Right.
And I started working, and I was like, man, I was in the bottom of the barrel. It was like,
Right.
I was expecting to get paid a lot, but
Sure.
obviously, you had to learn.
Yeah.
Right. And to learn to get paid more.
Sure.
So I worked there for probably like 6 months, and then from there I got in contact with one of my friends. Saw him. He saw me in the store. He was like, "Hey, why don't you come by? I know what you used to do and work before, and I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
In the office." And then from there I did go see him like in a week later. I was like, let me go see what he can offer me.
Yeah.
And I did go, and he hired me.
What was he doing? What was he doing?
He's doing has a trucking company.
Trucking.
Yeah, trucking
okay.
company. He has his shop, his office, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start you off in the. I want you to help me a little bit on the shop, get everything organized, and help me in my office too, and things here and there, doing repair orders and trying to know their system of dispatching in case one guy ever missed. I was there, to help out.
Oh yeah.
And I was just doing that for another 6 months, and then from there, he decided to get me full time in his office, and from there,
no kidding.
Yeah. So I just started dispatching trucks there in his office. And,
killer.
From there, just moved on and became the manager in the company too as well, and worked for him for like 4 years.
Wow.
And yeah, everything good. He helped me out, and I had the opportunity to open a business for myself as well. There, he gave me the opportunity, and got equipment little by little, and just started growing.
Really?
He gave me the opportunity.
So
to grow.
he's kind of helping you out, and knowledge, if nothing else.
Yeah, he wanted to. Well, he wasn't what type of person that I just want to have him here and working for me for the whole his whole retirement.
Yeah.
So he's like, I want you to be a successful person and grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank him for the opportunity he gave me, and now I'm the person that I am, and I decided to grow my business a little bit bigger, so I wasn't able to work for him no more because I had too much things in my hands,
Yeah.
Go do this errand and that stuff. Like, it was just interfering with my work,
Yeah.
And he knew what was going on, so I just told him, it's not gonna work out for me no more because I got all these errands to do. He's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, he kind of shot himself in the foot, but he was happy.
Yeah, happy
to see you.
Yeah, happy for me to see you grow.
Right. How cool is that?
Yeah, that was good, and I have a trucking company, and still growing, as a day of, it's tough at times, you get sad, you get a lot of stress in your hands, and it's just like, man, like, I just don't want to do this anymore, but my other foot says, what, keep going, like,
exactly.
We're still young, and that's how it is, it's not easy to have a business.
I know, man. You got stuff coming at you from every angle, and you're in charge of every single thing.
Yeah, make sure you have money for your expenses.
Just little things. I spent half the day running around just getting little tiny things. I just got to get everything ready. It's like so much of my day off. I spent it working on the business.
Yeah.
That's just part of it,
Yeah, so
something goes wrong, it's you.
Yeah.
I did a lot of odd jobs when I was living in Michigan, raising kids. I got 4 kids, so, raise kids. And it gets super cold there. Sometimes you can't build. It's, too cold to pour concrete. It's too, it's construction's, it's like, why don't I just take a truck driving job for 3 months,
Yeah.
So I do that every once in a while,
wow.
And I did, I don't know if I told you this about months ago, but I had this crazy trailer. It was like it was a grain hauler, and it had a tanker inside of it.
Oh, wow.
So what I'd do is I'd go out into the farms in northern Michigan or mid-Michigan, and I'd fill the grain hopper up with corn, and I'd run that into Chicago. And I would go down to one of the cereal companies and dump, pull the thing, and all the grain would dump out into the ground in the big grates, and then I'd go into Chicago where they had a molasses farm, and I would pump the tanker full of molasses.
Oh,
which is not easy in the middle of cold Chicago winter, So I'd pump that, and then I'd drive that back up into. I was in Paw Paw, Michigan, back then, and that was a miserable job, and I drove produce for Van Eerden, produce for a few years, and across the road with a couple other ones. And I'm telling you what, that's no joke.
And then out of the winters,
dispatching, and it's. Conyer Agricultural. That was a little firm I worked for, but we only had about 4 or 5 trucks.
Wow.
That was, but that that keep you running, man. That's no joke.
Yeah, but it's not one thing; it's another, man. It's tough with the pandemic right now. Everything got behind, and parts as equipment as well. Man. Everything went up, so it's tough now. Like, for say a truck was 170 last year, this year's 270,
Wow.
And if you can get your hands on one, that's good. But it's tough, for big companies. And right now, as the day up too, sometimes you can't find parts.
Yeah,
you have to have a truck sitting there, and you still got to pay insurance, you still got to pay plates, and
you're not making money on it.
You're not making money.
And you're letting your customers down.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. How many trucks you got going now?
We got right now we got 6 trucks running.
Holy cow!
Yeah, we got 6 trucks.
6 trucks running.
Yeah, 6, and we got a couple there in the yard. We gotta do more. We got more trucks there, but we just gotta do like engine work and stuff like that.
Right,
but
I see.
I tell you, we're stuck because there's no parts.
Really?
Yeah, there's a back order, and you ask them when's the ETA, and they'd be like, well, we don't know.
We can tell you when we wish, but might be sitting on a loading dock somewhere for a couple months.
Yeah,
along with everything else, chips and everything else. Well, I started this program to talk about, the middleman, the blue collar guy. We're kind of disappearing. There's so many rich people, there's so many homeless people, and manufacturing's gone, and to see somebody like yourself that went through some rough times and turned around and, man, just doing well. Not going through the roof yet, but you're a young guy. You got a long way to go, but you're on the right track, man. You're kicking ass. And uncommon, you know how to sit down and have a conversation, which is very uncommon nowadays, right? Everybody wants to argue or take sides or whatever. And, man, I just really liked it right from the start. We just sat down and just had a conversation back and forth.
Good conversation.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it's tough nowadays, man.
Yeah, right.
A lot of
fuel costs. Holy cow! I drove by the fueling station. It's California was $5.17 a gallon.
Yeah.
Where's diesel at? Probably about the same
there.
About
the same, yeah.
Oh, killing me. That was in Salinas I was driving through. I was like, what's going on?
You still have your bike?
Bicycle?
No, your motorcycle?
Oh, it's in Michigan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You had to bring it down here, man. Just gas prices.
Yeah, right. Really. But, it's a big old 1100, so I don't trust it on the road out here. I need something a little more nimble. And people are crazy out here.
People trying to get it. People are in a rush all the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Taking your lane, and I'm not even trying to do that at all.
Get ran over or something. That's crazy, man.
It's bad enough running through the Midwest, man.
Yeah.
Not out here. It's crazy. Did you ever have a bike? You got a bike?
Yeah, I had a bike.
Oh, that's right. You had a bike.
Yeah, I had a bike, sold it, just catching dust. I was like, what? I'm not going to use it.
Right.
I'm not going to store it there. I'm not going to.
Right.
I'd rather just sell it. Yeah. At least get what I got, or maybe less, but have someone sell it to someone that's going to use it,
Yeah.
Pay used to it.
I think if you don't use it very often, you get a little bit dull too. You might, have a little more chance of hurting yourself on it. Guys are riding them all the time. Well, still, it's just a dangerous thing.
Yeah, no. Well, then I had my kids, so I was like, you know what? It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? I got kids to take care of and raise. So I was like, I ain't trying to get hurt.
Exactly.
I got to go to work every day. It's not like you got your own business. It's not like I'm gonna take a week off, or I'm not gonna go to work today. You gotta stay hustling.
Right. Yeah. I got no time to be laying in bed with a busted leg, man.
Yeah, you gotta go get up and work.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to get after it. So what do you do all day? You're not dispatching. You got a dispatcher now?
No,
or?
I do dispatching myself.
Yeah.
But I got my own. I got a little shop. Trucks break down a lot of times.
Sure.
So gonna stay top of it. Go to my yard, make sure meet any parts, or run errands, and
Right.
sometimes we can't get parts here in the area, so I gotta drive somewhere else to get them. LA.
Yeah.
And I had to do it myself. Sometimes.
Well, see, that's the thing. I had a company driving a truck for a flatbed for Schultz Snyder and Steel out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I was making a lot of lumber deliveries strapped to a flatbed. I'll tell you what, I spent so much time sitting at the shop waiting for electrical, because there's so much salt on the roads. It just eats away at all the electrical problems. But man, I just remember sitting there thinking, I could just do all this myself, man. This is just
and get back on the
killing
road.
me. Yeah, I just want to get going. I got just, it's crazy. It's like, so you take care of it yourself if you can. Obviously, if it's too huge, you can't. But
yeah, I have my mechanic, and
you got a mechanic.
Yeah, I got
cool.
I got a mechanic
Right.
hired, and I just go check up on them, and see, sometimes give them a hand, and I do get my hands dirty as
Sure.
well.
Right on.
And I know well, I've been learning, because one of my cousins there helps me. He's a master mechanic.
All right.
And I learn from him every day, and
Sure.
I didn't know anything about it,
Right.
anything about diesel, and now I know how to use a computer, how to diagnose trucks with the computer, and do a lot of stuff. And as the days come, and been learning more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded like you had a passion for that as a youngster. You want to be a mechanic anyway, so
Yeah.
it interests you. So of course, now you can weld, and you can,
Yeah, since I was a kid, I was probably like 8 years old. I was like to help my dad, do the oil change, change
really?
brakes, little
Right
things there
on.
and there,
Just
here and
helping
there.
out.
Just hand him the tools, and
Yeah.
and just like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now, if I could, I'd do it all day. But I just got to run all these errands and
Yeah.
do other stuff. So
Right.
I do get dirty every day, but
Sure.
it's just I'm not there 100%.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They all understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. How many kids you got?
I got 3 kids.
3.
Yeah.
Holy cow. How old are they now?
The littlest one is gonna be 2, and my other one's gonna be 3, and the other one's gonna be 13.
Oh, there's a little gap there.
Yeah.
2 little tiny humans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got custody of one of my wife's sister.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
But I call her my daughter because
Sure, yeah.
she's been with me a couple of years, and
Yeah.
I treat her the same way as my kids.
Just right. The younger one or the 13?
No, the oldest one, the 13.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a tough time.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
holy
tough.
cow.
It's tough. It's not easy, but
Right.
and especially with her because she doesn't see us as me as her father, but
Sure.
even though she respects me and everything,
Right.
and then she's a teenager too. She's in the
That's what I'm saying.
she's in the age that it's
Yeah.
it's a little bit tough.
Right. Right.
She's gonna go to high school already, so
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Well, I raised a lot of kids, and they give you a lot of hell, but they just keep hitting you, hitting that brick wall, but they're just trying to make sure it's still there.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure you still care about them. I think sometimes,
Yeah.
it's like, whoo, boy, that was a tough one, but they're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, we gotta have that wall up. That's how my story has been, and the book is still open. We're still
Right on.
creating more
Youngster.
memories. Yeah.
Right. How old are you now?
I'm gonna be 30 already.
Ooh, the big 3-0.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, you've done quite a bit in your 20s.
Yeah.
Man,
Been through a lot.
I heard that.
I
man.
think so.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a full decade.
But we gotta get up and go. What I mean?
Right.
Just be positive. That's the thing I've seen. It's gonna be tough at times, but that's
Right.
just test that life gives you, and it's
Exactly.
keep moving forward, man. Because if you don't push yourself and give yourself that motivation to be positive, it's gonna let yourself down.
Yeah.
The more
Right.
you think about negative things, the more it's gonna pull you down and be,
Yeah.
And that's just the thing. Sometimes I get a lot of obstacles, but and I got hit pretty hard, and it just
Right.
I get up and go. It's
Right.
it's just life,
Yeah.
You
Right.
learn from it.
You had more of a ladder to climb. You were starting below ground,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
a lot of stuff that, just even trying to find a job. You're like, oh God, nobody's going to hire me.
Yeah, that's the thing that I thought when I got out.
Right.
Like, man,
man, my life is toast.
I'm a felon. No one's gonna hire me.
Right.
They're gonna think the worst of me. But that's just we had to leave that behind, and just be straightforward.
Right.
I was straightforward when I was trying to get hired. I did this and this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm grateful that you told me that, and
yeah,
I'll give you an opportunity.
Just keep pushing until you find somebody that's either been there or willing to give you an opportunity.
Yeah,
that's
and
killer.
And prove them wrong. That you're a good person. You know what I mean? Like how you say, a lot of people think, oh, they're gonna. There's people out there that he's a felon. I'm not gonna hire him.
Sure, yeah.
Off the head, their head, off the first thing of their head, and say, "Oh, he's gonna steal from me," or he's not gonna come to work.
Yeah, he's gonna be late.
He's gonna be late.
Slacking.
Yeah, but no, you just gotta prove him wrong and just stay pushing, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame them. Like we were talking about, so many people go into jail and come out worse than they were. So it's a slim chance you're going to get the one guy like you that comes out ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that
it's crazy.
Yeah, they just waste their time and they just, instead of bettering themselves, they just get worse.
Right. You look back on the kids you grew up with, and they're like, they didn't do very well.
And that a lot of has to do with your friendships that you have. You know what I mean? Like if I would hang around with the wrong crew in there too, we probably wouldn't be here talking.
Sure.
Who knows what would have been of me?
Right.
And the same thing too. The people I was hanging around before I got caught my case, it was just bad people.
But that's what I was saying. I was so impressed with. You just decided, I'm going to start reading. And I'm going to educate myself. I'm a young guy, I got a long way to go. I better get ready for when I get out. That's impressive, man. That's good.
Well, the good thing that one of the biggest persons there, he's probably like 20 years older than me, and we had just a conversation like me and you there, and we got along, and we just became good friends. And
really,
he would motivate me every day.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I read this. Hey, read this book. Or I would tell him, hey, I read this. Here, read this book. And
that's cool.
And we would learn from there.
Yeah,
how to become better persons, and how to become have a better relationship. How to understand my wife. Like things like that. It's
deep, man.
A lot of things that I learned, and then if I wouldn't had that friendship, I wouldn't learn those things.
Yeah, right.
It just man, and by reading,
yeah,
by books.
He must have been a smart dude too. How many 40-year-olds are, know how to direct you in life and everything. That's
doing drugs, selling drugs, and
selling drugs,
man, drinking and
yeah,
doing bad choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you do rehab or did you have to give it up for a while? Or
no, I had to.
You were more just dealing it. You weren't
dealing
hooked on it or anything.
I was never a person that was. I was abusing of the drug. It was out there here and there, and that was it. But either drinking too as well here and there. I wouldn't drink and drive or use drugs and drive. It was just I have been a responsible person.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, if I drink a beer, I'm not gonna drive.
Right. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So
it's just that's how it was, and I didn't have to go to rehab. I did go to classes because that's where I was able to get back into society. You had to do certain classes, kind of like a 12-step thing.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah, so
kind of like a 12-step, but how to get back into society?
Well, like a drug classes, but it was just.
Oh, I see.
When I caught my case, for some reason, the judge thought I was like abusing of drugs, that I was addicted to drugs. So she recommended for me to go to those classes.
Right.
So I had to do that too.
Right.
But I wasn't. And when I got out too, they would test me every week.
Of course.
Yeah, every week for the same reason that she thought I was I was addicted to drugs, and I wasn't, so it was just crazy.
Looking for a reason to throw you back in.
Yeah, but it was
walk the line.
It was tough, when you get out, sometimes, man, the same thing if you surround yourself with bad people out here,
right.
you're gonna go back in there,
Right.
So I just try to do me and my family,
Mm-hmm. So you weren't tied up in any gangs or anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
I was just kind of slinging some shit, trying to make some extra side cash. Yeah, right on. That's cool.
Yep.
That sucks. So what's next? Is the name of the show. What's next? What you got going on? You got a couple of trucks you're trying to work on? Or?
Yeah, just right now, just
trying to grow, or what?
Yeah, trying to grow, but it is tough right now with the market, and um, everything's so expensive, equipment,
Yeah.
and with drivers, there's no drivers right now for us.
Oh,
And
geez,
the
there's
business
another
line that we
thing.
have is, and there is drivers, but they have bad record or they're just really getting out of school, and it's just tough with the insurances that we have. Sometimes you have to have 2 year experience,
Mm,
clean record, and it's just tough,
yeah, not too many out there
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
want to work. Nobody wants to work. I've been running ads for months. I've got like 2 people that answer the ad. It's like, wow, not even massage therapists want to work.
Wow. Yeah. No,
What's
with
going on?
all this help that they were giving people, people just still.
Still though,
I don't know what's
what's
going
going
on.
on, man?
Yeah, a lot of people are still in fear of COVID and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe, I guess, right. There's that.
But it is tough in the line of work that we have, trucking. I'm sure a lot of people relate because everywhere you go, you see ad of they're hiring.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere. Walking out of restaurants, walking out of the UPS store. Hiring.
yeah, it's tough.
It's crazy. You touched on a subject that I kind of interesting. You're saying that, when you're trying to get going, is like, I had to realize that I need to start at the bottom. I can't just start at the top, and there's so many kids out there that, they're not unaware of the fact that you have to come in as the little guy and work your way up through the company. They think they're just going to take off and, I went to school for this, so how come, I'm not jumping right in here.
I
It's
paid
like,
all-
that
I-
was a tough one to learn. Huh?
Yeah, I paid all this money. Well, I didn't pay, but other people
Sure, right.
can relate
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I went to school. I paid
Right.
I paid my tuition, and I paid $30,000+, and I'm gonna go work for minimum wage.
Yeah.
But the thing that you got to realize is that obviously you're gonna start minimum wage, but whatever you learn, if you go somewhere else, no one's gonna take that away from you.
Right.
As you gain experience, the more money they're gonna pay you.
Right.
And
You may
way,
find yourself with a degree in welding, sweeping floors,
yeah.
because that's what they need today. And that's what you need to do to start,
And
right?
as the time progresses and you're a fast learner or whatnot, you're gonna be learning, and once you're gonna keep moving up the chain. You know what I mean? And just
Right.
the way I see it is like if I would have stayed in that line of work of welding or HVAC, whichever one, and I learned that until years after, that I didn't do that work
Yeah.
or any of the work. Is like I would. Well, one of my uncles told me, like, hey, look at it this way: you're getting paid minimum wage, but they're paying you to learn. It's like if you're still in school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just how it is. But sometimes
Right.
we don't see it in that perspective. You know what I mean?
Right. It's one of those things that, they talk about people hold everything so secure or in high regards that really you can replace, but the things that you can't replace, people don't value, like love of family and education, and love of country and all these different things that, you can't take that away from somebody.
Yeah.
It's just, especially education, man. Holy cow. Like you said, that'll just catapult you to wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Got to motivate yourself and just think positive.
Right.
Just move
right.
forward. That's what's helped me.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
You got to shovel a little shit, and you got to, that's just that's what it takes.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, being in your 20s.
Yeah. And I had that situation with my employee, my mechanic. He was I was paying him all right money, and then he was like, hey, well, why am I getting paid so little? I was like, because you're barely starting.
Right.
And I always tell him that thing. Like, you're gonna learn from my cousin, but it doesn't matter if you're not gonna work. Maybe you're not gonna work for me. You're gonna go work somewhere else. But whatever you learn here, you're gonna take it with you.
Sure.
And that's gonna help you.
And that guy, I guess, is gonna pay you more
Mm-hmm.
because you know what you know that you learned here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can thank me for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still tough when you're making minimum wage, going, oh boy.
sweeping floors. Yeah.
When you're going to pay the bills, that's rough out there.
Yeah.
How many employees you got now?
Employees, I got five employees right now. Yeah.
Perfect amount.
Five, six. I got 5, 6, 7 employees.
Yeah.
7 employees, kind of, and plus me.
Yeah. So you're running basically straight trucks?
Yeah, I run reefers.
Vans or
reefers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we haul produce here from
Straight trucks or
yeah,
semis?
semi trucks.
Oh, semis.
Yeah,
oh,
semi
okay.
trucks. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
18-wheelers.
With the reefers on them.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Dang. So you own the trailers too?
Yeah, I own most of my trailers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, those are, I was just looking at those online.
Yeah, if you're trying to get a brand new one, it's already like 100, 120 plus.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's just so crazy.
Well, with a reefer unit, it's got to be all
it's just so
insulated and everything, doesn't it?
Equipment has went up more and more as the days progress. You see prices out there, and you'd be like, "Wow, are you really gonna pay something for that?" But the thing is, you don't have another option.
Yeah,
you got to buy it for work.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just they're not producing as many as they were, and it's just crazy.
It's expensive to rebuild them too.
Yeah, to fix them.
I don't know if it's worth it. Tearing them down, and I mean, it's got to be worth it if they're $150,000 a piece or whatever they are.
Yeah,
jeez,
and everything. I tell you, the parts are expensive for them too. So man, repairs and it's just up the roof right now.
Right. Oh man, I used to be a switcher at nights when I was running low on cash. Drive for Van Earden and do like a Chicago run for a couple days or something through the weekends, try to pick up some switcher jobs. And then, you know what a switcher is? They're just kind of pulling empty trailers and putting them into bays. There's, 30 bays in a row.
Oh, okay.
And, you get on the radio, somebody will call you on the radio. Okay. Such and such trailer's loaded, pull it out, put that in the lot, ready to go. Stick another empty one in there.
Oh, okay, kind of like
all night you're pulling trailers. Kind
of like a yard. They call them yard goats. Some places.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's a semi, but it's a quick. You can just lift it up.
Yeah,
and just boogie with it. Yeah, I bumped into a few things with those things, man. Backed into a couple of reefers. You bang! It's like, oh shoot! I thought that.
There's someone watching. Yeah, shit.
Right? They probably
did a domino effect, man. Hit one and tip all of them over.
Well, I remember one day I was trying to back it into a spot, and it was the middle of the night. I was just going 100 miles an hour, and I just backed and bang, hit the back. Put a crease down the middle of the reefer unit.
Holy smokes!
Whoops, the same thing. Yeah, does anybody see that? No, they didn't see it, but didn't hurt anything. Just put a little crease in it, but you could really mess those things up.
Yeah,
take it easy. It's like. Man, I just thought of that when you were talking about how expensive they were. It's like you don't really look at it like that when you're a switcher. Some of them are all old and beat up, and just slamming them around. But looking at it from owner's point of view, you're like, oh my god,
there goes that. Yeah,
man. I don't know, my thing doesn't work anymore. Yeah, we had to like split the trailer in half, so you go through the side door to get all the frozen goods.
Oh, okay.
And then you through the back and run in the ramp to do everything. Produce, potatoes, watermelons, whatever. From there, that was a tough job. Boy, when it's below 0 or even 10 degrees, going from because we did a lot of pizza joints and old country buffets and ponderosas and all those kind of things. I try to get 15, 20 of them a day. And
wow,
man, I'm telling you, go out, you get home at the end of the day and you're whooped.
You don't even want to do nothing. I just stay home and relax.
Right. Running potatoes down a ramp for a while. Ooh, boy.
Man.
Whoop you up. That's but yeah, I was your age back then. Wouldn't be able to do it then or now. So what kind of deliveries are you doing? Just produce?
Yeah, we do produce.
Reefer units, of course.
Yeah, it depends. Right now we're just staying here in California, Arizona.
Yeah,
we'll go to Nevada, and but once that season, the Yuma season's over, we do all the Western states. We do Walmart. We do
really
Winkos, a bunch of. Well, we get loads from the brokers, but
sure.
Depending what the haulback, sometimes it's a dry load, dry goods. Sometimes it's a reefer.
Right.
It all depends. Frozen loads.
Sure.
So you have
whatever you can get on the way.
Whatever
back.
you get, because it's they pay a little bit less. So
sure.
Whatever you can get to get back and.
They call it deadheading. You don't want to be deadheading back.
Yeah, you don't want to be deadheading back. You want to bring at least some money for the fuel,
Right, exactly. Yeah. Find something.
So whatever there's on the road to bring back.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
You always say that, I'm just sitting at the truck stop waiting for my travel agent to call me,
My travel agent. It's a good one, yeah.
Basically, you guys, looking for a load for me, basically.
Yeah. No, we usually like I try to days forward, like I know my driver's gonna drop off in, for say, Texas, Dallas. I try to look for something for that day, give him a couple hours from when he's gonna drop like that. We're not
Sure.
I don't have my driver waiting. I say
Yeah,
for the
right.
travel agent,
Yeah, right.
or probably I had the deadhead a couple miles back and
Sure.
get him something on the road.
Yeah.
So that's where I come in. I had to manage his hours, know if he's gonna have hours to drive to another spot or get something close by. Or sometimes there's when they deliver, sometimes people the warehouses, they have delays sometimes too. So that's where you get hit.
Well, see, that's what I was saying when you were talking about doing some dispatching for the other cat. That's no joke, man. That job is no joke. And I know from being a truck driver, it's like those guys are working.
Yeah, no, you're working.
You're
man.
working.
I was
You're
getting
bidding against other people too, or something, aren't you? I mean, trying to get loads or.
well, usually where I was working at before, they had customers directly, places that they had get their work. So for work, we wouldn't struggle. But I would the most we managed was probably like 40 trucks in a day. So I had to make sure to load all those trucks, and then sometimes I'll be getting calls late at night, morning, and sometimes when I would not, I'd just get 3-4 hours of sleep and go to work. I had to get up in the morning, go to work 7 a.m. and
get after it.
Yeah. So and I would have to answer, because if I didn't answer the phone at 2-3 in the morning, if I didn't answer and fix that problem in the morning, it would be a bigger problem. So that's the way I would look at it. I had to answer because I don't want to have a big problem when I get to the office.
Right.
It is tough dispatching, man. My respects for those guys dispatching, man. I feel them, and it's tough.
Multiple trucks out there.
Stress, pressure, and there's a bunch of problems,
I drove for a little while for not a very reputable company, and they said, we'll get, because I had kids back then. I was your age, I had little kids, and they said keep you out for 2 weeks, 3 at tops.
Wow.
And by the time I was like 5 weeks out, I was just like, dude, I'm gonna either leave this thing in Dallas and fly home, or you're going to get me back to Grand Rapids,
Hey, 5 weeks. That's crazy.
Next time I went to the gas station, all my credit cards were shut off. Everything was just, they were like pissed. I had to call like the boss and get the fuel card turned back on. They were like, we thought you were going to leave it there. It's like, I was just mad, man. I just get me home. They will just keep taking advantage of you out there. Some of those, they don't care whether you get home or not.
Yeah, until you bend their hand and be like, hey, what you said, that's when they will listen to,
Yeah.
Yeah, but me, I try to understand them and talk to. When I was doing that job, even right now with my employees that I have, I do want to make money. I do want to make a lot of profits, right? But I have to understand them too as well. Like the holidays, I give them the holidays, and they pay a little bit more on those days. But is it worth it? Like your driver leaving, I'd rather just give them the day and
exactly
be with their family.
Right.
And they'll tell me too. You know what? I gotta go home. All right, cool. I won't. All right, I'll send you home.
Yeah.
I had one of my drivers today. He's like, I gotta go home. I have family emergency. It's like, okay, just deadhead home. I don't care. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it. I won't be like, oh, you know what? You can't leave.
Yeah. No way.
No, it's just I understand them. I get in their feet and be like, they have to be with their family as well.
Right. In the long run, that's going to make long-term employees.
Yeah.
You hope anyways.
Yeah.
That's cool. As long as they don't abuse it too much.
Yeah. No. And there's some that do abuse. I had some that, I had to let go because every other weekend it was like, what? My dog got hurt, my son, this and this. I'd be like, man. And then they would say they would get here a certain day and they wouldn't get here, and it's just like you already got their week set up with loads, and it's like call me last minute, I'm not gonna make it. Why couldn't you call me like 10 hours before and tell me,
Talk about a domino effect.
It is. It's tough with people,
nuts. Yeah, right.
I'm a straightforward person, and I expect them to be straightforward.
Yeah, whoops. Good luck with that, right?
Yeah.
Don't expect that too often. Expect it, but be ready for it. Not.
Yeah, it's just tough with employees too,
Yeah, buddy. Wow, how cool, man! I'm so glad you came in.
Yeah. I think we had to set it up to come on another day too, but but just. Sometimes I'm busy,
Right.
Today I was already running late. My wife's like, hey, are you going to come? I was like, yep, we're going to go right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
We got here on time. That's good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for coming in, man. I sure appreciate you sitting down and shooting the shit, man. I love having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Man, let's come a long way. And congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
All right.